I think it's a disgrace. And I say that,
In our nation's capital, we see the tensions between the government and the free press rising rapidly. According to professors at George Washington University, President Donald Trump is largely to blame.
The only way to think of Donald Trump is that he runs the TBN, the Trump Broadcasting Network.
I think it was disgraceful that the intelligence agencies allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake.
And so when he talks about fake news, it's part of a very clear and deliberate political strategy to keep people angry.
The reason that we are written into the First Amendment, the freedom of the press, is that we are necessary to hold accountable the people in power.
At the George Washington School for Media and Public Affairs, Professor Stephen V. Roberts, retired White House correspondent to the Reagan administration, shares some thoughts on the destructive dynamic between the Trump administration and the mainstream.
This is a very profound threat to the independence of the press, because this was not just about Jim Acosta.
Right.
It was a much larger issue about, does a president have the right to decide who asks him questions and what questions are being asked?
On October 2, 2018, columnist Jamal Khashoggi for The Washington Post was assassinated in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Despite being an American-based journalist, President Donald Trump has been uncharacteristically silent about this incident.
This is, again, this Khashoggi incident is emblematic of a much larger issue, where you have a president saying, I refuse to accept the findings of my own professional agencies, whose job is to give me the facts so I can, as president, make sensible policy decisions.
Every day, President Trump fuels the tension with his consistent and aggressive attacks and accusations. Professors speak on the destructive term fake news.
That if he doesn't like something, he claims it's fake news. And I think that's really dangerous, that I think he's weaponized that term.
And the fact that he has made opposition to the press central to his politics. We are not the enemy, and he's not the enemy.
Experts have hope for the future, despite the dismal state of relations between the media and the current administration.
I have been a White House correspondent. I was a White House correspondent for the New York Times during the Reagan administration. I've been in those press conferences. I've asked questions of presidents. And I believe very, very strongly that a president doesn't have the right to pick and choose who asks and what she asks.
With modern politics being so unpredictable lately, nobody knows how the relationship between the administration and the free press will pan out. As American citizens, we can only hope for the best to come.
Go ahead.
I think that's unfair.
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead.
So let me ask you a question if I can. You repeatedly
You aren't the best.
Mr. President, you repeatedly, over the course of the...
Okay, just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.